You made it. Hi, Jane.
Hello,
Thanks,
Mary.
Nathan.
Yeah.
Thank you. I'm glad you made it too.
Me too.
Hi, Karia. Is it
Hello.
is it Carla or Karia?
It's Carria.
Karia. Nice to meet you. I don't think we know one another.
No, not really. I've joined a few times in the past, but I don't I think this is the first time I've ever spoken.
Well, thank you. Thank you. Well, I'm gonna share my screen and we'll sort of get started. That is if I can. Okay, so let me see. Where am I? There we go. Do I have to make it big before I?
Yeah, it's
I didn't do that.
there
Okay, hold
should
on.
be a play or
Yeah,
something.
yeah. But I have to do it before I start. Sorry, guys. It's okay. It'll be fine.
Yeah, play from
And then I'll try this again. May Day, celebrated for so many reasons all around the world. Now you got it?
Yep.
Yay! Well, we've done our introductions. I'm Marianne. Nathan is our tech support and the coordinator of CSC, and we're really happy to share this day with you. Some people call this the Bright Fire Day. And with this in mind, I assume you have a calendar. You have a labyrinth with you, right? Excellent, excellent. That's really good. That might be a first, actually, that everybody had one. I'm going to light a candle. You don't have to, and if you don't want to, it's totally optional. This is for our circle. So this is lighting a candle for us. Because tonight, in my mind, yes, it's Beltane, but it's also pre-World Labyrinth Day, and the intention is really close, and you'll see that. So we invite enlightenment. We want this walk to enlighten us, and lighting the candle to me signifies making this. Not making it, but acknowledging that this circle has holy intentions. And I like to do that because Matt Fox says that the opposite of evil is the sacred. It's not good evil, it's the sacred. And I like that. So this is for the sacred, our sacred intention. So tonight we're going to start by saying thank you. Okay, I learned during the pandemic, I learned from Diane Longboat, Kahontakwas, a Mohawk Nation turtle elder, that anything important begins with thank you. And I just love that. I really, really love that. So we're starting, because I think this is important, we're starting with thank you. And then I also learned from Robin Wall Kimmerer, who's written so many wonderful, wonderful books, that there's a wonderful cycle. If you start paying attention to the world around you, not just humans, but the more than human world around you, that a nice thing happens. You begin to notice them and I would say love them. You begin to think of them as your relatives. And I know I've read in books natives speaking of tree people and the water spirit, Father Water, right? Mississippi means father of waters. Anyway, so this goes on. They become our relatives. We want to spend more time with them, and the cycle is just continuing. And I believe that is what the earth needs today. The earth really requires us to pay attention and listen. And so I'm going to begin with the cosmos. My land acknowledgement begins with our context. 13.81 billion years old, as far as we know. It could get older, and I have a feeling it might. The observable universe is 93 billion light years across, constantly expanding at a speed that exceeds the speed of light. I can't even wrap my head around that one. Our common story is very big and very old, very wise, and very, very creative. I honor our container, our context, our cosmos. I honor our home, our matrix. The Mohawk Thanksgiving address says, "Let us put our minds together as one and send greetings and thanks to our Mother Earth, who sustains our lives with her many gifts." And I learned from Judy Shook the traditional Cherokee greetings associations with the directions, which she learned from her grandfather, Cherokee. So when I look to the north, I honor, well, I already said it, the earth from which we come. Yeah. And I thank you, earth. And if you want to even reach down and touch the ground, you can make this a body prayer if you're so inclined. So you can look north, you can touch the ground. And when I look east, and east is that way for me, I think of the air within my lungs. And I thank you, air. And everybody, please breathe with me. Conspire with me. Breathe. Oh, and thank you, air. Thank you, lungs and nose, that we have this. Thank you, hands, that we can touch the earth. When I look south to the warmth of the sacrificing sun that enables photosynthesis of plants, I thank you, sun. And it's been a strange spring, huh? Sometimes warm, sometimes cold. It's a little cool here today. Not bad, though. It's a beautiful day. Spring. Beautiful. And when I look west, I thank the water, which air and water we need. We need or we would die. The stars above me provided the calcium in my bones. The dust formed the calcium. Thank you, stars. And that the minerals and the microbes and the mycelial systems beneath me provide unseen grounding. I know fungus is considered plant material, but I'm thinking of this now, not just as mineral, but of foundation. The foundations of trees, but my foundation too, because I'm made from all this stuff. Essential communication happens with the mycelial systems. And I thank you, foundation. The soul within me yearns to acknowledge and come into balance with the web of which I am just a very, very tiny, tiny part. I am so grateful. I honor the plant beings. And we're going to talk a little bit about green viriditas. And the animal beings, just look at all the different kinds of animals. And I honor indigenous peoples before we begin, for their memory is the correct starting point for human history on Earth. They were the original custodians of this land. They held ceremony for eons. And here where I live in central Virginia, in the eastern foothills of the Blue Ridge Mountain biosphere, I honor the Monacans, the largest tribe in Virginia today. I regret that you had to fight in U.S. courts to define your ancestral homeland. I thank you for your wisdom. I hold the deepest gratitude and respect for the wisdom of all of our Indigenous neighbors, past, present, and emerging. I honor the Blue Ridge ecoregion, and I pray that we find solitude in this region. I invite the ancestral spirits to guard and bless this place, this circle, this walk, this work, and this studying. I invite the angels of light to safeguard all walkers, all of us, all seekers. I thank the great mystery who conceived this, who became this, and who remains with us. We are so grateful. And so tonight, we are here together celebrating another cross-quarter day. It's midway between the equinox and the solstice. We've been celebrating with Labyrinth walks the Celtic wheel, and it starts with cosmic events, the solstices and the equinoxes. But then what the Celts did, they introduced cross-quarter days, and this is halfway between the equinox we celebrated in March and the solstice, which rolls around in June. For us in the Northern Hemisphere, it'll be the summer solstice. So Christine Walters Paintner tells us community relies upon the renewing power of celebrations, times of remembering and feasting, hospitality, and the communities that bind us to one another. Celebrations are where community sings itself into new life. And that makes me think of Rupert Sheldrake, who talks about a morphic field. And that makes me think about ancestors from eons ago who probably gathered. I mean, I've got a smidge of Irish in me, I know. Gathered on this day, and around the world, you've got just the International Workers' Day. I've got Mary Day. You've got lots happening today. So she also talks about paying attention. Becoming a people of hope involves paying attention to the visions and the lens through which we perceive the visions. So in creation, spirituality communities, we start with thanks and awe in creation. That's really where Genesis starts. That's where it all begins. Our faith journey, whatever it is, whatever persuasion, involves opening our hearts to the spiritual practices that help forge our becoming. And that makes me think of Mary Oliver. One little section of her poem, Sometimes. And I really focused on this courtesy of Mark Steiner, who uses it in the community of practice sometimes. Instructions for living a life. Pay attention. Be astonished. Tell about it. Yeah. I like that. I really do. And that's why we're here. We're ready to pay attention and be astonished and hopefully tell about it. Christine Walters Paintner, I guess you know, I kind of am one of her fans. She writes also about Hildegard. And Hildegard is special to creation spirituality communities. Hildegard's emphasis on greenness symbolizes the inner dynamism of life in all its burgeoning growth, vibrancy, freshness, and fecundity as emanating from the life-creating and sustaining power of God. And I don't usually do this, but that really makes me think of her song, and I want to play it for you. It's just like 3 minutes. You're going to hear this Latin, okay? But the translation is, "O greenest branch, we greet you. You who sprang forth on blowing breezes, riding on prayers from the holy ones. So what I'm going to invite us to do is to pay attention. If that means close your eyes and think about your environment, if that means go to your window and look at the grass and the trees and the flowers, and or go outside for 2 minutes. This is a 3-minute song. And then we'll continue. I just thought, and if you want to stand and do the yogic tree pose, that's appropriate too during this time, if you're so inclined. So I'm going to, I'm going to stop sharing for a moment and play the song for you. I hope you like it. I hope you don't mind that I'm doing this. So now what I need to do, I'm sorry, at some point, yeah, I'm going to share the audio. Yeah. All right. Here we go.
O viri, o viri, o viridi, o viridi, o viridissima, o viridissima, Virga. Virga, o viridissima Virga, o viridissima Virga, Ave, 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 qui ventoso, flabro, flabro, cicitationis, cicitationis, Sanctorum rodisti, Sanctorum rodisti, qui ventoso flabro cicitationis, Sanctorum rodisti, o viridissima Virga, o viridissima Virga, Ave, Ave, Ave,
That comes from Abbey of the Arts. Go back to my slides. So, Beltane. It's the traditional beginning of summer, and there are rituals, or at least in Ireland, there are rituals to protect cattle and people and crops, and to encourage growth. They douse and relight the household fire from the Beltane bonfire. There's always a fire, I've learned in their celebrations, and I kind of like that, you know. There's a feast, and they offer food to fairies, and their motives are for fertility. They want their crops, you know, to grow, their animals to reproduce, and I think there's also they want to have children to take care of the crops, or at least in the beginning they certainly did. And there's a fire, and that has to do with passion, and that has to do with rebirth. Cattle were driven out to the summer pastures from the barns, the sheltered areas. Bonfires for protective smoke, and you can see these guys, somebody's even in long johns, huh? Jumping over the fires, and they would have, yeah, women too. That's good. They decorate their doors and windows and byres, the livestock, with yellow flowers. And they even make a May bush. Like a year or so ago, I found this picture. You know, they do this still, not just in the past. Now I have moved this, and I have to get it back. Okay, here we go. All right, and they visit holy wells. And the dew on your grass on Beltane brings beauty. So I don't know if that was last night for this morning, or it can be tonight for tomorrow morning. That'll work too. And it's pronounced Beltane. It looks like Beltane. That's how I said it until Charlie cued me in. There's usually a May Queen. There are dedications to Mary. There are May poles. It's dedicated to mothers, and next weekend, not this weekend, is Mother's Day, right? Yeah, the 10th. Hand fasting, becoming engaged, and weddings, and planting a garden, and weaving a crown, all these associations. And there are a lot of weddings in May. I was married in May, not now. And the veil that Celts talk about is incredibly thin. Our ability to interact with that spirit realm and ask for favors is enhanced. To receive guidance is enhanced. And of course, Christine has something to say about thresholds. Making a journey where we're willing to be disoriented, to have our lives disrupted by the holy. I love that. Have our lives disrupted by the holy. And to open our hearts to a call that might take us in new directions. All of that takes a lot of courage, because it's moving from the known into the unknown before the next known emerges. Which is kind of where I believe we might be right now in our world. We're moving from the institutions and the way of life that served us well, served our parents, maybe even grandparents, and things are now feeling very disrupted, and we don't exactly know where it's going. If you're interested in that, come to Global Kinship next Thursday. Theodore Richards is going to be featured, and he'll talk about that a little bit. So I found this poem a year or two ago by David. I believe it's Taliesin. And this is just an excerpt. As I sing and dance around the sacred flame, I pray that my life will be fertile Beltane soil that will bring forth a harvest of good things when the time is right. And that really reminds me, there's a young woman named Sophie Strand Her parents are both authors, and she's writing a blog on Substack, Make Me Good Soil. That's the name of her Substack blog. I love that. Can we bring forth a harvest of good things? Our intention tonight, this planet and all beings know perfect life-sustaining balance to flourish now. Tomorrow at World Labyrinth Day, it's almost the same. In my walk, it'll say life-sustaining peace now. So that's why I considered this a bit of a prequel. So if you would, with me, we're just trying to try to come into a little bit more coherence. We've already been doing that as we're thinking about and praying, thinking about the same things and praying. You might want to put your hand or both hands on your heart or one hand on your belly and just breathe and breathe in. Breathe in peace for yourself. And breathe in love and appreciation for someone specific, someone you know, something you know. It can be a pet, a family member, an organization you love. Let yourself be coherent with this energy of love, which makes the world go round. And as we're in this coherence together, again, you can say it with me if you want. I'll repeat the intention 3 times. This planet and all beings know perfect, life-sustaining balance to flourish now. This planet and all beings know perfect, life-sustaining balance to flourish now. This planet and all beings know perfect, life-sustaining balance to flourish now. So, we're getting ready to walk. So, I'm going to grab my labyrinth. This will be our music. So, it'll be a good 10 minutes. We have time for that. And what I suggest, I think everybody knows, I'm just suggesting that tonight walk around and pay attention and be awed a little by this spring we're in the midst of. And then you might hold this intention on your way in. And as you reach the center, I walk sometimes, in-person walks, some people go like this. We release this intention from our individual field and now our social field. We're going to put that intention into the global noosphere. The noosphere, the field that goes around the planet, which is where distance healing can occur. So that's what we're doing. That's what we're doing. You don't have to raise your hands if you don't want to. That's optional. And then when you come out and when I see you kind of look up, we'll figure things are over. So have a good walk. Have a good walk. Let's see now. Okay. I'm just getting things set up. You start when you're ready.
ぎつまされた刃の美しいその切っ先に悪にとそなたの横顔悲しい
I just realized my camera was off. No, what's coming up for me is just so much gratitude. This has been so powerful, and I have been on with you before, and I just think what you bring is just amazing.
Mm.
And I'm shocked that there's not a crowd here. Thank you, thank you, thank you is
Yeah.
all I could say.
You're welcome. I do recognize your face. Nathan assures me that the YouTube recordings get many hits.
Yes.
I
A lot of people watch the recordings.
I think he just says that so I
No.
come back, right?
You can, it's right, the information's right there. You can look at it.
Oh, yeah, okay. And is it Caria? Am I saying your name correctly? Okay.
It is. I would probably just echo Lee. It's just, I needed this. I'm feeling sad and I don't know why. But I think our atmosphere is heavy with and laden with things that make me sad. And so it is so peaceful and wonderful to see all of you and to have made the walk today. Thank you.
You're most welcome. Caria, you are not the only one who feels sad. You know, I I think the more sensitive people are, the sadder they are. I think they just pick it up in the energetic atmosphere. And that's another reason to make sure we find a community. I don't think any community's perfect. My goodness, how can they be? Humans aren't perfect. I'm not perfect. Nobody's perfect. But I think we find a community that we feel a lot of resonance with. It's important for the reasons I mentioned when I mentioned Rupert Sheldrake, to create that morphic field of our own, remembering things that happened before, but also the good that is happening. The good that is happening. I started Rebecca Solnit's new book, The Beginning Comes After the End. Isn't that a great title? And the first chapter just made me like, she's talking about all these land reclamations, land that has been given back to indigenous people in California on the coast, so they can now take care of it. And they are, and the fish are coming back, the salmon are swimming upstream. I mean, there's just a lot of good things happening because they kept their vision. They kept taking those step by steps, I think we have to get good news like that, you know. Nathan's a good one for writing letters. Do you have time still, or he was writing multiple letters every day to
Oh,
our
yeah, I still do that. Not every day though, but
often. Yeah.
often. Yeah.
I applaud you.
To all
To our congressional leaders,
the electeds, as I call them.
yeah, yeah.
Well,
I think
thank you.
thank you is right.
And more good news, where I live, one county over, the state returned a huge amount of land to the original inhabitants. And we have two different herds of bison that have been restored to the area. And there's one in my county, and wherever they are, it's closed off for the winter, but it will be reopening this month, so I'm hoping to go see them.
Thanks for sharing that. Nathan's he's in the outskirts of Chicago. I'm in Central Virginia. Karen, are you in Texas or Carolina, or where are you? Houston?
Near Fort Worth.
Okay. I think, yeah. And Jane's in Maryland, I believe. Yeah. Carrie, where are you?
I'm in Phoenix.
Arizona. Nice. I mean, I lived in Santa Fe. I like the West a lot.
Yeah.
And is it Lee or Lay? Lee?
It's Lee. I think we have the country covered. I'm in upstate New York.
Yay. Nobody's in California. We don't have those Western folks, the far West. Yeah. Upstate New York. That's pretty. Adirondack,
Yeah.
Berkshires.
Yeah, Saratoga Springs, just at the base of the Adirondacks.
Nice.
But I'm waiting for spring.
Yeah.
Still too cold for May.
I've
Yeah.
had lots of family there, and I've spent lots of time in Saratoga Springs.
Mm. So tomorrow's World Labyrinth Day, by the way. So I know Jane's going to be doing an online walk um, at 1 o'clock, wherever you are. If you can't be with a circle online or in person, just take your labyrinth in at 1 o'clock. The intention is world peace. And so what you're doing, imagine that, and just imagine that wave hour by hour circling the globe for this one day, This is the 18th year for World Labyrinth Day, and it's always the first Saturday of May, and it's always walking as one at 1 o'clock for peace. So, yes, we can do it. I'm doing too much talking. Who else wants to say something?
Well, I wanted to say thank you for this opportunity. It does feel to me like a preparation for tomorrow, walking with the world at 1 o'clock. And with my gratefulness and deep appreciation, I'm also going to sign off at the same time. So
Thank you for coming, Jane.
my pleasure indeed.
Yeah.
And
I'll see you
light
next time.
and love to all of you.
Yeah.
All right.
Bless you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thanks. Does anyone else have anything to offer? I can tell you some things that are happening at CSC. We've got a class. Ronnie George is going to start, is that the 14th or 21st? When is she starting?
Let me
I'm
just,
looking. Yeah.
28th.
Okay. And it's offered by cscommunities.org. Nathan, you know more about it. It's indigenous ancestry.
Yeah, it's Ancestral Indigenous Reconnection. I'll just put the link in the chat if people want to
Great.
look. And Ronnie George has been doing this work for a long time. She's very interesting. She's in Maryland, and she and her daughter have put a yurt in their backyard that they do their respective work in with people, spiritual sort of work. So I think that's fun. I'd love to visit it.
Yeah. The Sisters of the Earth have a yurt at the Green Mountain
Oh,
Monastery.
wow.
And they discovered last winter that it's a little too far from their main dwelling, their house, when it snows. They can't get to it, so they're going to move it closer to the house. This summer they're doing that.
Wow.
Ronnie's also an interfaith minister, isn't she?
No, but she is a graduate of our certificate program,
Yay. Yeah.
as is Marianne.
Yay. I got finished right at the end. I mean, I graduated and the program ended. Yeah. Yeah. Are you going to be involved with the walk tomorrow, Karen? Karen is a Veritas facilitator.
It's a local walk, a local church that has a labyrinth, so I'll go to theirs.
Good, good. That's great.
How about you?
I'm leading one in Charlottesville. That's the biggest, um, like easily available labyrinth. At the Unity Church, Unity Churches got involved with World Labyrinth Day early on, and tomorrow this group is having a, I'm going to call it a garage sale and a pottery sale and the walk. It should be interesting. They're going to have hot dogs and So I met with somebody today and said, we should just say the first Saturday in March, we're going to like bring all this together because that's what some other Unity churches do, I've discovered. And they have events from 1 till 3. And of course, the Labyrinth Walk is smack dab in the middle at 1 o'clock. So, okay, so Ronnie's class is going. If you're interested, I made reference to Theodore Richards, who will be at Global Kinship on Thursday. CSC has a lot of monthly things that happen, and if you are looking for good news, this is one way to find it, I think. This Sunday, there'll be the first Sunday. Matt's going to be there, I read. That's kind of good. Matt Fox will be there. But I'm also taking a class with him right now. We have one more class for this first module, and it's called Reimagining. And it's a reimagining, like, okay, if we're in the apocalypse, which means lifting of the veil, what's on the other side? What do we want to be on the other side? So, it's worth thinking about. And he's a good teacher, and he's got a brand new book out. I think it's called Icarus Falling, which I love the title. It's like, he got too close to the sun, the wax melted, he fell. Okay, then what? That Theodore starts the book with, I want to know what happened after he fell. Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? And so there's going to be a second mod, and even the third module is envisioned as kind of what would you call it, Nathan? A workshop kind of thing, continuation.
Yeah, kind of an ongoing sort of community gathering.
Mm-hmm. And there's a way, even if you miss the first module, I think we were just talking about, I think there's going to be a way to have, at a reduced rate, get those 5 recordings so you can join the second module if you're so inclined. We try really hard, but we don't always get the word out to everybody who wants it. At least I want to think that they want it.
Yeah.
Well, I guess we're pretty much wrapped up, unless somebody else has some other insight, question. I'm just thankful you guys were here. Thank you.
Thank you, Marianne.
You're most welcome. You're most welcome. Well,
Thank you.
Thank
see
you
you in
all. Have a
June.
beautiful
evening.
weekend.
Thank you.
Yeah, indeed. Happy World Labyrinth Day.
Yay!
Yay.
Yay! Thank
Bless
you
you.
all.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Bye.